Hey guys, this is Zero Tolerance once again. This is the final video for the day. I had been promising to put all of my tanks on YouTube to certain individuals that I know, and here we are. This is the last one. This is actually the tank that inspired me to build the T90. Before I go into this tank and I show what I did to it, I would like to explain, like I've said before, I am not a professional modeler. I do not do this as a profession. I am a novice just like anybody else that does this. I just do the best I can with the resources I've got. The Academy kit here was somewhere around the vicinity of 1,000 pieces, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I may be mistaken. I don't see anything on the box at the moment at the angle that I'm looking at it. But now, before we go into this tank, I would like to stress that I did not like any of the Israeli paint jobs that I saw for this tank. And I realize, these tanks are painted in the field or however they do it, even at the factory, but according to what I understand is Israeli tanks basically come in three colors: gray, olive green, and brown. And I wanted my Merkava Mk to have a very active paint scheme. This is my personal preference. I realize that this is not accurate at all, but I wanted it to be something more. Now, without a further more notice, here we go, and this is the reveal. This is my Merkava Mk. This is an Israeli main battle tank. There was a lot of photo etch on this tank, and I mean a lot of photo etch. Let me see if I can't get the main gun here off for you. I always fail at this. Okay, here we go. This is before I started doing the periscope trick with the Mylar. Now, as you can see, these windows are hand-painted as well as the rest of the tank. There is a length of bullets on the... I'm going to guess this is the coaxial gun. I don't know why it's exposed like that, but it's a monster of a weapon. Anything that gets hit by this in real life is going to get chewed up. This is the turret assembly for my tank. All of the ball chains have been worn. They are, once again, all of my tanks are out in the field. I don't have anything that looks factory new. Let's see. The track assembly on this kit was a little difficult. It was not necessarily difficult because of the instructions. It was difficult because of my lack of skill. I didn't understand a lot of the loose track links that had to be assembled manually and lined up properly with this main piece right here. But after I did get it, the tracks went in perfectly. It was a great process. There's photo etch netting back here on these baskets. The backup camera I've left blacked in. There are reverse and stop lights on either side. Of course, the decals. A little bit of bar armor right back here. I smoked up the engine exhaust. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the engine in the Merkava is actually in the front on the Israeli main battle tanks, not in the back like most of your American and Western counterparts. Once again, more decals on the mud flaps. This one here is a little uneven. It's a little bit bent. That was my own fault. I didn't realize that something was pressing on the track. But other than that, I feel like the tank came out very well. Periscope, once again, hand-painted. Headlights, once again, hand-painted. I did not know about the periscope trick when I did this tank. Matter of fact, the T90 was the first tank I did it on. Let me line up this turret real quick. Okay. Turret is lined back up. The antennas are made literally by taking a piece of straight sprue. You can't have anything on it. It has to be a straight sprue. You heat it up with a lighter or a small torch of some kind, and you pull very gently until you get the desired length and the desired thickness that you want. Mine have been tied down a little bit because I wanted it to look like this tank is going down city streets, or maybe avoiding high power lines, or any number of things. This tank was very easy on the hull. The hull was a very easy, very breezy assembly. The tow ropes here are actually a cloth. They're actually not a cloth. They're a string. They're not like a copper wire. The turret was literally about 60 to 65% of the assembly. It was a mammoth project, in my opinion. Most of the pieces are on the turret. It was a just huge amount of effort that went into that turret. As you can see, it's not very weathered up here. I do have a couple of little stains that I added to the tank to give it a little bit more activity, but it's not very weathered up here. The tank is huge. These tanks in real life are massive, massive vehicles. I think they have a top speed of maybe 45 to 50 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I left this captain's hatch white because I wanted to break up all of the brown that was all over this tank, and I left this antenna over here white as well to break it up. Now, these right here that hold the numbers of the tank are actually tissue paper and white glue that have been soaked and then draped over the basket in the back of the tank. Once again, a very easy thing to do, very easy assembly. Beautiful tank. Took me about, maybe a week to do this tank. Then maybe about 3 or 4 days of painting afterwards to do this tank. Very easy. As far as this was concerned, very easy. And as long as you take your time with it, even a beginner can do this turret. Mostly all it was a difficult lineup was these smoke launchers right here, because these panels here all have to be put in separately. And this panel here is actually in 2 pieces. There's a piece here and a piece here for these that goes over these smoke launchers. The railings I used to tie down the antennas. There's another tie down back here for this antenna. Once again, I wanted long antennas. I just did not want them to be sticking straight up. Anyways, I cannot complain about this tank. I really enjoyed putting it together. I liked the way it came out. I really loved, just in general, the entire assembly of this tank. Like I said, if you're a beginner, I would say you can pull this tank off. Just take your time with the instructions. 60 to 65% of the assembly is in the turret. Take your time with it. Be slow. Don't rush it. And you'll come out fine with this tank. You cannot go wrong. But anyways, guys, once again, this is Zero Tolerance signing out. I hope you guys have a good and safe day, and I will see you guys later.